Hello students, here we are with our bio lecture in which we are studying the 5-kingdom system of classification in systematics, that is chapter 2, and we were studying kingdom protista. We have seen the plant-like protist, animal-like protist, the dinoflagellates. Now we will study the fungi-like protist. Fungi-like protists are commonly belonging to the group called Myxomycetes. What is this common group called? Myxomycetes. Okay. These are saprophytic and found growing on decaying leaves. Where do we find them growing? We find them growing on decaying leaves. Okay, सडणाऱ्या पानांवर हे myxomycetes grow होतात, which are fungi-like protists. Now, these forms, यांच्यात काय होतं? The cells aggregate. Many cells come together. The cells aggregate to form a large mass. And this large mass is called plasmodium. What is the large mass called? Plasmodium. Now students, you have to be aware of one thing. The malarial parasite which causes the malaria. The name of this malarial parasite is Plasmodium vivax. Vivax is its specific name, generic name is Plasmodium. But this Plasmodium has nothing to do with this Plasmodium over here. Okay, so these are different. So don't take this as the malarial parasite and don't take this malarial parasite as what? Fungi-like protist. Okay, please keep this distinction, this difference in mind. That is a protozoan. Okay, and this is a fungi-like protist. So in this, the fungi-like protist, cells will aggregate to form a large mass, and this large mass is called as plasmodium. Now, this plasmodium produces, what does it produce? It produces spores, which can survive through harsh conditions. These spores are so tough that any harsh condition, कितीही कठीण काळ येऊ दे, these spores are able to survive. And whenever favorable conditions are there, the spores will germinate to produce this fungi-like protists. Are you getting it, students? So the fungi-like protists commonly belong to the group which are myxomycetes. They grow on dead decaying leaves. We will find them growing on dead decaying leaves. The cells will aggregate to form a large mass which is called as plasmodium, which produces tough spores which can survive harsh conditions. Okay? Then from fungi-like protist, we will pass on to the next part in kingdom protista, and that is euglenoids. So let us go for the study of euglenoids. Now these euglenoids have certain characteristics which are like the animals and some characteristics which are like the plants. These are unicellular. So in fact, you can say these are the forms which initially confuse the biologist a lot. Now these euglenoids are the forms which lack cell wall. So you cannot put them in what? Kingdom Plantae. The cell wall is absent. They lack cell wall and have a tough, very hard, tough, proteinaceous pellicle. So they have a hard, tough cover which is called as pellicle and which is made up of protein. Okay. These will have flagella. How many flagella are there? 2 flagella are there. Flagella are long whip-like structures. Whip, asud असतो ना, hunter. तसे whip-like structures असतात flagella. And in euglenoids there are 2 flagella present, one long and one short. 2 flagella will be present, one is long and one is short. What do they use the flagella? Flagella are used, singular is flagellum. This flagellum is used for locomotion. They use it for movement from one place to another. So that is called as locomotion. So the flagellum is used by these euglenoids for locomotion. Now, these have, in fact, there is a specialized photoreceptor. What do they have? A photoreceptor. Photo stands for light, photon energy, light. Receptor, organ or point which receives it. So they have a light receiving device. So it receives the light. Then in presence of light, these euglenoids can prepare their own food by photosynthesis. Okay? So they prepare their own food by photosynthesis in presence of light. If light is present, they can photosynthesize. Lights are असेल तर हे organisms photosynthesize करू शकतात. But in absence of light, these are heterotrophs. That means they will obtain their food from other organisms. Are you getting this? In presence of light, euglenoids can photosynthesize. They have photosynthetic pigments, and using these photosynthetic pigments, using the radiant energy, the light energy, they can prepare their own food. So in presence of light, these are photosynthetic. But if light is absent, then they will become heterotrophic. So that is a very interesting fact in this euglenoids. Presence of light, photosynthesis. Absence of light, these become heterotrophic. Okay. So if you see the example of this euglenoids, the best example of the euglenoids is euglena. What is the best example? Euglena. Now when you see this structure, the Euglena cell, the organism, then we find that this Euglena so the body will be, or the cell will be okay, somewhat like this. It will have a proteinaceous cover over it. So this is what is called as the pellicle. No cell wall, but it has a pellicle. Okay. At this point there will be a photoreceptor. These are the receiving antenna, and there will be a long whip-like flagella and a short flagella. Long whip-like flagella. This is the flagella and a short flagella. Okay, this is the pellicular cover. This is pellicle. It will have a distinct nucleus with the nucleolus. So this is the nucleolus and the nucleus. So this is the nucleus. This will be the nucleolus, a refracting body present in the nucleus. Then it will have coming from the nuclear membrane, okay, and extending up to the cell membrane. There will be a system of what? Endoplasmic reticulum. This is endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. Then there will be the mitochondria. This is the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell. So it will have the mitochondria. Then it will have this is the chloroplast, which is meant for preparing the food during the process of photosynthesis. So this is the pigment, green pigment system, the organelle which has the green pigments, chlorophyll in it. So it is going to be the organelle just like the plant cell. Then it will have the Golgi bodies. Okay, so there will be Golgi bodies present in this. The Golgi complex or the Golgi bodies will be present, or Golgi apparatus will be present. Then here there will be a contractile vacuole. Okay, and then the entire cytoplasm will contain reserved food material and many vacuoles. So in general, the Euglena will show such type of cellular organization. The well-level diagram of this Euglena becomes important. You are asked to label the parts in the figure. Okay, so with this we complete the study of kingdom Protista, wherein we have studied the plant-like protists, the animal-like protists, the dinoflagellates, the fungi-like protists, and the euglenoids. Okay, after this we have to start with the next kingdom in the 5 kingdom system of classification, and that is kingdom fungi. Okay, now when we begin with the study of kingdom fungi, what important characteristics do we find of the organisms belong to this kingdom? These are eukaryotic, heterotrophs. So they have well developed nucleus and their mode of nutrition is heterotrophic. So these are eukaryotic heterotrophs with extracellular digestion. Okay, so these fungi have a characteristic mode of nutrition that the digestion is extracellular. We are also heterotrophs, but we take in the food. It goes into our digestive system and it is digested within the cell. So it is intracellular digestion. Here it is digested outside the body and then digested food is absorbed by the body. That becomes extracellular digestion. So fungi are eukaryotic heterotrophs with extracellular digestion. These may be unicellular. Okay, so they may be unicellular. For example, yeast. Yeast is a unicellular fungus. Okay, which is also called as Saccharomyces. So it is unicellular. Or multicellular with filamentous bodies. The forms may be unicellular like the yeast, or these may be multicellular filamentous. Now if you go for filamentous fungi, if fungi are filamentous, then filamentous fungi, how will their body be? These filamentous fungi have body called mycelium. What is the body called? The body is called as mycelium, made up of, and this mycelium is made up of hyphae. Of what is this mycelium made? The mycelium is made up of hyphae. Okay, say for example, if you take the bread mold, you find this bread mold growing over the bread, then it will be made up of many such thread-like things. Some of these will be coming up, okay, and then they will be forming such club-like structures at the top. So all this is the body, which is the mycelium. And of what is this body made up of? It is made up of many such thread-like structures, and these thread-like structures are called as hyphae. Singular is hypha, plural is hyphae. So filamentous fungi have their bodies called mycelium made up of hyphae. Now these hyphae may be septate. Okay, septate hyphae means what? If we consider this a single hypha, then it will have partitions in between. Then this becomes a septate hyphae or non-septate. Non-septate means there won't be septa present. So hyphae will does not have what partitions. Then all the nuclei